Hi, I'm Marla, and I am one of the co-founders of Sex Down South.
And I am Tia, aka Tia Marie on Facebook. And I'm also a co-founder of Sex Down South. We didn't really make a decision to create Sex Down South. We were sitting at Marla's table that's actually behind this camera. And we were trying to plan a birthday party. And then we're like, oh, we need all this time to plan this party. We need all this stuff. And then just in talking in that one conversation, it somehow like exploded into a full conference. There are certain things that we wanted. We wanted to, of course, like showcase the South. We wanted to party with our friends. We wanted to have a safe place to like explore certain things about sex and intimacy. And then so it just sort of grew very quickly within that conversation.
And in both of our backgrounds, we're both just sexuality enthusiasts. Like, I come from a very much a like sex educator, sexuality educator angle, academic research, angle. And Tia is more like the
doer.
Exploring sexuality in various ways. And so we had previously connected from an event that she was promoting, and from that event we just sort of stayed in touch, and then wanted to work together, and we vibe easily, we get along really easily, so it was just we wanted to work together and do something that was sexuality based, and here it is. So for me, well, so getting my name, the Sex Architect, basically came from me doing these sexuality education workshops and doing hands-on workshops. And so when I'm doing these hands-on workshops, it's literally hands-on, right? So I say, no, you need to put your hand here, or you need to do this here, or put that here, and basically sort of using that strategy to help people like feel better and feel powerful, and feel a little bit more sexual and learn different things about their bodies at the same time while they're it's very much a multitasking kind of effort. But there were people I had a class, and there were people in the class there. One of them was just like, you are a sex architect, and everybody was like, yeah, you're a sex architect. And so it just kind of stuck. So yeah,
I have done attended workshops. I have sort of taught myself, mostly like gathering information. So like I'm a voyeur. I'm always like looking, searching, and never particularly in the spotlight, but yes, like that total person like on the sidelines, like looking and surveying. So I first became really interested in sex and sexuality when I was about 8. Me and my cousins had this thing. We go to my grandmother's house on the weekend, and we like wait until everybody went to sleep, and then we turn on HBO and start watching real sex. And from that moment, I can like even remember the first episode. I don't remember the number, but I just remember like with my head under the covers, because we had to like pretend we were sleeping if anybody woke up, and just watching like it was like some nude, of course, episode, and a woman had, what are those little things?
tassels,
and she was just swinging them, and I was like, I can't wait till I get breast so I can do that. But that was like my first like introduction to, I guess what I would say now looks like freedom, like to be sexually free. And then ever since then, I was just hooked.
Nice. Yeah, for me, when I was younger, I think my first glimpse of like sex and sexuality was one of my mom's boyfriends had a Playboy, and I saw these women and all these positions, and I was like, wow, it looks amazing. And I would imitate like these, poses in the Playboy magazine. And then my mom was a young mother, so my mom was constantly educating me about sex and sexuality and bodies. So, I think the very first talk I had was, I think, in the 2nd grade, that my mom every year talked to me about sex and sexuality. Every year. She was hell bent on me not being pregnant, right, at such a young age, because my mom, she had me when she was 17. And so she was just very much wanting me to be open and free and able and having the ability to sort of empower myself. So
my mom was the total opposite. She got pregnant. She had my sister at 16, but like each year was never a talk. It was just, you better not. You better not be having sex. And I was like, okay. So when I started having sex, it was still like, oh, okay.
my mom was so she gave me the talk of, when you're old enough to buy condoms, then you're old enough to have sex. Like, you know, if you're responsible to do that by yourself, then you can go ahead and do that. And it was interesting. It wasn't like you need to be in love or anything like that. It was just like, this is if you want to do this act, then this is what you need to do to protect yourself. And my mom has always been very supportive in that aspect. So it was really amazing.
This year's theme is transcending sex, and we're going to be focusing on like the cross section of sex and spirituality. And so one way that we'll be doing that is having Debbie Ward come, and she's like this super awesome tantrika, and she'll be, what's her workshop called?
11 Ways to Orgasm, and she's also doing a keynote that she's going to have everybody involved in getting their centers and...
Right. And so, I don't know, it's sort of like a catch-all phrase for a lot of things when you talk about like sex and spirituality. But I guess what it means to me is using sex just not as like a physical tool, but like really using it to cultivate something outside of what you normally think you can use it for. So it's kind of like, all right, you want to use sex and meditation to stay grounded. You want to use that same energy to like just go through your daily life, you know, so.
Yeah. And I agree with Tia. It's about the sexual, being able to use that sexual energy for me outside of sex, right? So being able to use that in your everyday life and see how it can really work for you in really powerful ways. So I think for us, it's about that and about that energy and about the spirituality aspect. And I think it's also about like, some of us, I think a lot of our workshops are like beyond 101 workshops. And so it's sort of like it's a kind of a step from the what you would normally know, what you can Google, right? This is like actual from educators from around the world who are coming in to show you something different that you can't Google.
I want them to have a fucking great time. I want them to come open and ready to learn. I want them to leave feeling very confident with some tricks up their sleeves. If they have sleeves, they may be nude when they leave. I don't know. But I just want them to leave, just feeling really empowered and something to take home with them. Yes,
and I agree with Tia. Like I want the conference attendees to just feel empowered, and then I want to hear some stories. I want to hear like, I went to the Sex Down South conference. I learned this trick. I used this trick, and it's the best trick I've ever had,
like
or whatever. I want to have those kind of stories, you know, and just really, I want it to be a tool for everybody to come to and learn some new stuff.
And I want people to feel connected, you know what I mean? Sometimes we can feel like really alone, or we don't know that certain people exist in our areas, or that people are into the same things that we're into. So I want them to like leave away with maybe lifetime friends or something like that too.